September 2023. That is the time that bloggers will remember in history forever. This was when Google launched the Helpful Content Update. Now, it wasn't the first one. It wasn't even the second one. There were many iterations. There were product review updates, all that type of stuff. But this Helpful Content Update, this one almost single-handedly destroyed an entire business model. So for many years, what Google has been trying to do is surface the best content to the top of the Google SERP, which is the search engine results page, and then deprioritize spam. Not necessarily all AI content, but basically stuff that's being passed off as someone that's an expert and knows what they're talking about, and then just having like ChatGPT or something write it. And frankly, they've been failing miserably. AI content has been dominating. People even not using AI content that are doing any sort of review type of content, they're just like going to the Amazon product listings and then copying basically the description of it and then fluffing an article and then putting it up just using stock images, and boom, that's their review. And Google put it to the top because Google, honestly, they're using their own AI. They cannot genuinely tell the difference between actual human written content and AI content or fluff content. They can't tell the difference. They like to say that they can. They like to kind of pressure you like, oh, you got to make content like this. They'll give you this big old like 10-page guide of how to make articles helpful. That stuff doesn't mean anything. Google really doesn't know. They're like, oh, you got to use your original images. You got to use original audio samples, all that stuff. Look, I own a website. A lot of these SEO gurus, they don't own their own websites. They're talking, but they don't really know what they're talking about because they don't have the genuine experience. I own multiple websites, actually. One of them was making a full-time income before the Helpful Content Update, lost a significant amount of the traffic, but it is still making a decent amount of money. This channel is about side hustles in general that you can do online to make money. One of them is blogging. I have a product review website. I have other different websites, but this one in particular that I'm talking about, I review a lot of different products. I have a YouTube channel attached to it. Even though I have my own original images, original videos, you can see that I'm holding the product. I'm actually pretty well known in the space due to my YouTube channel. Write all my own articles, doesn't matter. So John Mueller, who is one of the Google search liaisons at Google, basically talks to like the community about different updates that they're doing and their thought process and philosophy. He'd been going back and forth with a lot of people on Twitter, and his biggest thing was like, in what field besides blogging do people put in this little effort, brag about putting this little effort, and then make this much money? And I get him on that, but Google, honestly, they just punished, they got a giant flat hammer and just smashed all blogs, all content that's not from like an e-commerce website or Reddit or Quora. Those forums, they got boosted like crazy, but people that own websites and they actually, own their products. I got a bunch of products here. In fact, just turn around. I review all these things. This is just, like proof. I have a bunch of stuff. I've got like just boxes down here of actual stuff that I own, that I review, this light, all these different things. I'm going to list off a bunch of names. If you're into blogging, if you're a blogger, if you are interested in getting into it, you may know some of these names. So these are a lot of people that during the pandemic and stuff like that, they really got into blogging. Some of them a little bit before, some of them a little bit after. They're making some pretty good money. They're making YouTube videos about it, Twitter posts about it, all types of stuff. They're really involved. And then once the Helpful Content Update hit, they pretty much just fell off the earth. So Amelia Gardner, Sean Mars, Niche Safari Chris, Tortoise Cashflow, Income School, they're their whole other issue that they've been kind of having issues because of channel makers, the Nate splitting and then Jim splitting from Income School. That's crazy situation in and of itself. Below Average Blogger, basically a ton of people that had their websites, they grew them during 2020, 2021, got them on Ezoic. Some of them went over to Mediavine. Some even got up to AdThrive. But with this Helpful Content Update, their sites just got wrecked and they were like, all right, I'm out. I'm calling it. I'm out of here. I'm peacing out. My thing is like this. I think that there's really two ways that you can take blogging at this point. I think you can either use it as some sort of supplemental income to like the main thing you're doing, which is probably going to be something like YouTube, which is why a lot of people are pivoting to YouTube. Even I didn't pivot to YouTube because I already had a YouTube channel. That was like the base before the website even existed. But a lot of people are thinking, okay, maybe pivot to YouTube. Some of them want to go faceless. I don't think that that's necessarily better, but you can do whatever you want. But you can either have it supplemental, Amazon Associates, Amazon Affiliates, YouTube channel, something like that. And then, oh yeah, you make a little bit of money from blogging, but it's not your main thing. Or you can just cheat. And I say cheat in kind of a mean way, but honestly, I think that's what it is what Google's been trying to stop this whole time, which is just using AI content, ChatGPT 4, something like that. Basically BSing your way through acting like you're an actual expert in the field. Instead of actually reviewing products, instead of actually owning products, you go get some stock images and then you have ChatGPT do all the work for you. I honestly can't stand this methodology, but Shauna Newman has talked quite a bit about using AI content and just putting up the first drafts and just being like, yeah, just do that. Google will rank it. It's fine. And I've taken one of her courses and she knows what she's talking about. She's an expert in like making a lot of money online. And even though I absolutely can't stand that strategy, even she herself was saying, you know, this type of content is ranking better, ranking faster, and it's a lot less time intensive to make than actually trying to build a brand and doing everything yourself, especially with this climate right now that Google has created after the helpful content update. So yeah, Google, you got what you wanted. You destroyed blogging. You destroyed the business model of making a website, putting up reviews or putting out informative content and then getting money from the ads on that content. It technically does still exist, but it's been nerfed so hard that it's really just not worth it for most people. Me personally, I didn't lose a level of traffic to that degree where it's just not worth any money. It's still making me passive income. It's still helping me buy more products and just, you know, pay off whatever I need to, but it's no longer full-time income. It's just supplemental to like YouTube, Amazon Associates, Amazon Influencer, and other different business ventures that I have. One blogger that I really like is Blogging Business. I don't know what his name actually is now, but he's basically been talking a lot about the helpful content update and how it's been wrecking his site, wrecking other people's sites, and how he's trying to recover and Google basically just not being able to get the services exactly how they want them. So I do highly recommend his channel. I'll go ahead and link it. Now, if you're a blogger or looking to get into blogging, I will be talking about that on this channel, but I'll also be talking about side hustles in general, things that you can pivot to, or if you want to pivot to blogging and you want to have some of these other things also, how to do all those things. I talk about Amazon Associates, Amazon Influencer, running a blog, running a YouTube channel, things of that nature. If you're interested in all that, consider subscribing to the channel. This has been Omari from CashWhileYouSleep.com. If you've blogged, if you've had your site hit, if you have any other comments about the helpful content update in general, go ahead and leave it in the comments below. And I'll see you in the next video.